With a day like today, which is absolutely roasting.
Glorious.
It is glorious.
But very hot.
Very hot, and I wanted to talk to you about something that has changed with me recently, which is kind of mesh gear. If I'd have asked you when we first started doing this biking thing, would you wear a mesh jacket? What would your answer have been?
My biking journey started in the winter, so I didn't even consider a mesh jacket. But being a pillion and having a leather jacket on, I needed a mesh jacket.
Oh.
In fact, I remember one of our journeys, I was so hot, I couldn't breathe. It was bad. And we had to pull over, and I happened to have a nice Segura Oscar jacket in my bag, and I swapped it over. Oh, and it was amazing.
The thing about when you're getting really hot, obviously, your brain slows down.
I just keep going back to when we were sat at that traffic lights, and I had to kind of figure out how I breathed because I was that hot. So
Exactly.
it can affect you.
Whilst you might not be getting the airflow into a mesh jacket, there is a way for the heat to at least escape.
Yeah.
So if you're sat next to, if you're there with your leather jacket on and I'm there sat at traffic lights with a mesh jacket on, one of us is going to be a lot more comfortable than the other, even though we're both still quite hot because we're just sat there in the sun, and I'll have the clearer brain for once. It does make a difference. I mean, doing the job that I do, I've been in contact with lots of different mesh stuff over the years, but it was always something in my head that kind of made me think, I don't know. You can see it, can't you?
I think it's the word mesh.
Yeah.
I think if you said, oh, would you wear a mesh jacket? And I didn't know about mesh jackets, I would instantly think, is it safe? Is there protection there? How thick is the mesh? You can get obviously mesh t-shirts.
Yeah.
Which I don't advise anybody to wear. I think it's the word mesh.
Yeah, no, I get it, and some of the earlier stuff you could really, and some jackets now you can actually see through it. I could never quite bring myself to trust, and that was until we started doing stuff with Bikerheadz, and they foisted upon me, and I was kicking and screaming against it again because it was something that I didn't want or like. So. Yeah, too right. Which is not this. This is a pillow. It was this, the Ruka Force Air. First thing that I noticed about this was it doesn't look like a mesh jacket to me. I can't see through it, and that's because I think there are 3 different layers. If I put my hand there,
you can't see through.
I can't see through it at all. So I'm putting it up against, different sources of light here. The only place I can see through it is right on the edge here, but that's only because it's
one layer.
Yeah, and it's only because it's lifted off the armour. But god damn, this thing's breezy. Yeah. And I remember the first time I used this as well, which I think was one of the days where you tried your Oscar. I think it's when we went to Thruxton BSB.
Yeah.
Look, I'm leathers, or I've been leather jackets, perforated leather jackets and stuff, but even a perforated leather jacket, when it's as hot as it is at the moment, which is touching on 30, even that, unless you're really, really going, which can create problems in other areas of your life, losing your licence, unless you're really going, you're gonna be hot. And the other option, of course, is a full perforated race suit, probably one of the better options in the more traditional kind of clothing. The other thing, obviously, about this is because Ruka are ridiculous. I mean, look at that. That's the elbow armour. And a lot of the other mesh suits I've tried in the past have armour in them, but it's nothing like this. There's another reason to trust a mesh jacket. I think my prejudices against mesh stuff is going way back to when I had that one manufacturer's mesh jacket that had zips on the arms, so you could take the arms off, and I'm thinking, well, it was insane.
Absolutely not.
The summers are getting hotter, they're getting longer. How often would I use this?
What was your thoughts with the mesh gloves?
I think these are the KX1 or the KX2?
KX2.
KX2. Okay, these are bearing gloves, and these are the lady versions. So you've been wearing these.
Yeah.
Now again, the problem I've got is I'm a little bit of a safety freak. This is the Ruka AFT. I have been trying these out. You've obviously got some holes there in the palms, you've got loads of mesh around here, and they do allow an airflow, but they have some protection. The palm is all leather, so it's not like it's a full mesh glove, because you'd never ever find me wearing that. I mean, on a personal note, I'm not a fan of the shorty gloves, but so many people are. So many people hate gloves with gauntlets. If you like shorty gloves, something like this is absolutely perfect. And I know you've done a bit of riding last summer on the Gixxer in these, didn't you? How are they?
Fabulous. I wasn't a fan of the shorty, but easy to get on, and because you're hot, you don't want to be faffing around with your put in your jacket
Yeah,
over,
yeah, I
make
get
it
that.
comfortable.
Yeah. Whilst I might not want the shorty gloves, when it comes to jackets, I'm there. And this Forcere in this weather is a godsend. And it makes a big difference. You're not getting hot, you're not getting sweaty. Now you've experienced it, now you've been through the ooh, never, and oh, actually that's okay. If you speak to somebody who's like, what would you say?
Well, first of all, I would say to them, don't be scared of the word mesh. Go to your local dealer, go and test ride one, and you'll be very surprised. Feel the armour, feel how breezy they are, just feel the layers and see for yourself.
I agree.
We agree on something.
Cheers.